Hi friends, myself Mauneshar. In this video, I am going to explain you about one of the topic from civil engineering. My first topic is drones for surveying and second one is impact of lightning on buildings and remedial measures. Now we study about what is drone. The drone is an unmanned aerial vehicle is an aircraft without a human pilot. It is commonly known as drone. These are the images of drones. Now we study about components of drone. In that, first one is stranded propeller. Stranded propeller are the propellers at the front of the drone. This propeller pulls the drone through the air like a tractor. Most of drone propellers are made up of plastic and better quality are made up of carbon fibers. Second one is pusher propeller. The pusher propeller are at the back and pushes the UAV forward, hence the name pusher propeller. Third one is brushless motor. Practically all the latest drones use a brushless electric outrunner type which is more efficient, more reliable and quieter than a brushed motor. Fourth one is motor mount. Sometimes built into combination fitting with landing strut or can be part of the UAV frame. Fifth one is landing gear. Drones which need high ground clearance may adopt helicopter style skid mounted directly to the body, while other drones which have no hanging payload may omit landing gear altogether. Sixth one is boom. Shorter booms increases maneuverability, while longer booms increases stability. Booms must be tough to hold up in a crash while interfering with proper downdraft as a little possible. In many drones, the boom is part of the main body. Seventh one is main drone body part. This is the central hub for which boom radiates like spokes on a wheel. It houses battery, mainboards, processor, cameras, and sensors. A hard landing may not break the body of the drone, but the shock could damage the internal drone components in the main body. Eighth one is electronic speed controller. Electronic speed controller are an essential components of modern drone, which offer high power, high frequency, high resolution, three-phase AC power to the motor in an extremely compact miniature package. An electronic speed controller is an electronic circuit with the purpose to vary an electric motor speed, its direction, and possibly also to act an dynamic brake. Next, ninth one is flight controller. The flight controller interrupts input from receivers, GPS module, battery monitor, IMU, and other onboard sensors. Tenth one is GPS module. GPS stands for Global Positioning System. It is an American standard which provides location and time information in all weather conditions, anywhere on or near the earth where there is an unobstructed line of sight to four or more GPS satellites. Receivers, antenna, battery, gimbal, and other are the components of drones. This is the image of components of drone. Now we study about benefits of drones. Drones minimize the obvious danger and health risk. The drones help us to collection of in-depth and higher details data. Flexibility to suit a majority of inspection, easy shareable data, use drones for marketing and advertisement. Drones can save time and money. Now we study about drone survey. What is drone survey? Surveying is the precise science of determining the position of and the distance between points in 2D and 3D space. Surveys provide critical information that enable informed decision making ranging from construction site planning to design and upkeep of infrastructure. A drone survey is simply a survey conducted from overhead using a drone. Now we study about accuracy of drone survey. Drone survey have become a major part of our lives in many aspects. This includes photography, videos, but most important in the field mapping using drone surveying. Drones have the ability to map an area or object no matter of minutes, whereas it takes human hours, days or weeks. The accuracy of the land survey depends on the final application and the use of the model. In many cases, an acceptable error of 30 cm will be more than enough in terms of accuracy, while many other projects require a maximum acceptable error of 2 cm. Now we study about steps to complete drone survey project. The following are the steps involved in drone survey are: first one, selecting your drone; second one, selecting your drone mapping ecosystem; third one is planning your flight; fourth one, take off; fifth one is review your photos; sixth one is upload your images for processing; and seventh one is sharing of your projects. In that, first one is selecting your drone. The first thing is to select drone. The selection of drone on the market is huge, but if you search for a drone that will be both fun to use after hours and good enough for professional applications, Phantom 3, 4 or Mavic Pro, they are affordable. They come with built-in camera, and there are plenty of useful smartphone apps that support drones. Second one is selecting your drone mapping ecosystem. Once you got your drone ready, it's time to choose a mapping solution and that comprises of smartphone app and a web platform. The app will help to plan your flight properly, and it will take over the control of your drone, automatically complete the survey. After the flight, you will have to transfer the data from your UAV to computer. To do that, you need to take the micro SD card out from your drone, connect it to a computer, and upload collected data to a web based tool that will process the data and let you view and analyze the final output. Third one is planning your flight. Your main concern when flying a drone should be safety. For your first mapping project, select an area without trees and high structure and never fly above people. The area of the project should not be too large and too small, that is 100 into 100 meter or 300 into 300 feet. Once you have selected the area or a structure you want to map, and you will install data mapper on your smartphone. It take time, use of app and plan the flight. It's very easy and you can do it in the field or at home. When you start the app, it will ask you to plan your flight. You need to click on the square or the left side of the screen, and the scope of flight will pop up on the screen. Now you need to adjust it and draw the area you want to map. Now, fourth step is take off. To take off, you need to connect a smartphone to your drone and simply tap on fly, confirm and take off. Now, the drone will automatically take off and complete the survey based on the selected scope. Once the survey is completed on your device is running out of power, the app will make your UAV come back to the starting point or land right where it is. Fifth one is review your photos. If you have an opportunity to review the image in the feed in the beginning, it will save lots of time. Remember that the drone does not rename your images according to your flight plan. So, on the SD card, you will see all the images named in order. Sorting out images from the flight you want to process and copying them to separate folder will help in upcoming steps. Sixth one is upload your images for processing. To upload our data, we need to go to the datamapper.com and create an account. In this image, the data mapper is asking for chosen images. In this image, we selected photos. After adding all the images, you have to upload the images. The next and final step is sharing of project. Once the processing is completed, you will receive an email and the last thing is to do is to enjoy your project. These are the result of drone survey. Next topic is impact of lighting on building and remedial measures. Now we study about what is lightning. Lightning means the occurrence of natural electrical discharge of very short duration and high voltage between the clouds accompanied by a bright flash is called lightning. A lightning bolt contains about 10 gigawatt of electricity, but it only lasts about 5 by thousands of seconds. These are the images of lightning. Now we study about what is impact of lightning. Lightning strikes help dissolve of unstable nitrogen in water, which then creates a natural fertilizer that plants can absorb through their roots. Lightning also produces ozone, a vital gas in our atmosphere that helps shield the planet from rays of harmful ultraviolet sunlight. Impact of lightning on buildings. Lightning presents three main hazards to buildings or houses. First one is fire danger, second, power surge damage, third one is shock wave damage. That the first one is fire danger. The biggest danger lightning poses to a house is fire. Wood and other flammable building materials can easily be ignited anywhere an exposed lightning channel comes in contact with them. It is most common for lightning to start a fire in the roof of the house, as the channel usually has to pass through some of the structural material in the roof before it can reach a more conductive path, such as wiring or pipe. When lightning currents travel through wire, it will commonly burn them. This is the image for fire danger. Second one is power surge damage. If lightning chooses any of the building electrical wiring as its primary or secondary path, the explosive surge can damage even non-electronic appliances that are connected. Even if most of the lightning current takes other path to ground, the home electrical system will experience enough surge damage. These are the images of power surge damage. Third one is shockwave damage. Another major source of damage from lightning is produced from the explosive shock waves. The shock waves that lightning creates is what produced the thunder that we hear at the close range. These waves can be destructive. Lightning can easily fracture concrete block, bricks, cylinder blocks are commonly damaged severely by lightning. Shock waves can blow out plaster wall shutter glass. It is an example of shockwave damage. As per International Journal of Engineering and Advanced Technology, the effects of lightning are commonly divided into two types. In that, first one is direct effect and second is indirect effects. In that, first one is direct effect. A direct strikes to a building or structure will seek a path to ground either via the structure lightning protection system or via any other metallic path. Via a series of flash which may quite unpredictable, as well as direct strikes to buildings and structures. Lightning may directly strike power lines, antennas, and antenna feeders, and overhead telephone cables, as well as mechanical service like water and gas pipes. Second one is indirect effect, as well as indirect lightning strikes. Indirect effects can also be damaged. For example, if lightning strikes a building or any of the service mentioned above, transist over voltage may be caused through a resistive, inductive, and capacitive coupling. Next one is remedial measures. There are two types of protection of structure from lightning. First one is external protection and second one is internal protection. First one is external protection. In that protection system, the purpose of this is to protect structure against the direct lightning strikes by catching the lightning and running the discharge current to the earth. They avoid damage connected with the lightning strike itself and circulation of the associated currents. Lightning conductors are divided into four types. First one is single rod lightning conductor. Second one is lightning conductor with spark power devices. Third one is lightning conductors with meshed cage. Fourth one is lightning conductors with earthing wire. In that, first one is single rod lightning conductor. It is also called as Franklin rods. These are the metal rod installed over a structure at preferred point for a lightning strike. These terminals are connected to a network of horizontal and vertical conductors that are terminated to earthing terminals. The network of rod conductors and earth terminals covers the protected structure in a Faraday's cage. Various sizes and shapes of Franklin rods are available to suit an application, as we have capability to design and manufacture a custom system to fit your needs. This is an image of Franklin rods. Second one is lightning conductors with spark power devices. These are development of the single rod. They are equipped with a spark power devices which creates an electric field at the tip, helping to catch lightning and improving their effectiveness. Several lightning conductors can be installed on the same structure. They must interconnected as well as their earthing electrodes. This is an image of spark power devices. Third one is lightning conductors with meshed cage. This protection involves placing numerous down conductors or tapes symmetrically all around the buildings. This type of lightning protection system is used for highly exposed buildings. This is an image of lightning conductors with meshed cage. Fourth one is lightning conductors with earthing wires. This system is used above certain buildings, outdoor storage areas, electric lines, etc. The electrogeometric model of the sphere applies to this. This is an image of lightning conductor with earthing wire. Next one is electrogeometric model. The electrogeometric model is one of the techniques that have been successfully employed to design of shielding system and to provide a scientific basis for calculating the annual number of lightning strokes to electric power component and buildings. It is also called as imaginary sphere model, which defines the spherical volume that is theoretically protected by lightning conductors according to intensity of the discharge current of the first arc. This is an image of electrogeometric model. Next one is down conductors. Down conductors should be within the bounds of practical constraint, take the most direct route from the air termination system to earth termination system. The greater number of down conductors, the better lightning current shared between them. There should always be minimum of 2 down conductors distributed around the perimeter of structures. Down conductor should, whenever possible, be installed at each exposed corner of the structure to carry the major part of the lightning current. This is an image of down conductors. Next one is earthing system. This system is vital for the dispersion of lightning current safely and effectively into the ground. A good earthing connection should possess the following characters: low electrical resistance between the electrode and the earth. The lower the earth electrode resistance, the more likely the lightning current will choose the flow down that path in preference to any other, allowing the current to be conducted safely to and dissipated in the earth. Next one is internal protection. In that, active and passive protection of installation. Fuses and circuit breakers are the most commonly used protection devices. These devices are too slow in relation to the phenomena of lightning, and they will not protect the electrical and electronic equipments from the overvoltage caused by lightning. Voltage surge protects provided active protection of the installation. Voltage surge protectors are also involved in protecting equipments. In that, second one is lightning strike withstand of equipments. The energy produced by the lightning strike is very high. Irrespective of this, the strike caused over voltage and current values that are dependent on the structure of the installation and where the energy is produced. The need to protect equipment against overvoltage must be based on comparison between the prospective value of the lightning strike according to the installation condition and the impulse voltage withstand value of the equipments. Thank you for watching.